Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the series in where I tell you things that I wanted to tweet, but I did not because I feared being considered criminally insane by my friends and others who follow me. Alright, first of all, what the fuck does SMP stand for? Like, I know I could have looked this up, but nobody has actually ever said it to me. So now every single time that I see it, I just think suck my penis. But I don't think that's what Dream SMP stands for. Why do bitches get big on social media for having an ass the size of Jupiter and then start posting comedy? Y'all are the modern reason why they say women aren't funny. Well, that and Amy Schumer. Actually, if anything, the only funny thing about y'all is the fact that you think that I'm gonna spend even a Vietnamese dong on any of your OnlyFans content. Just like Kanye said.
I get my OnlyFans off of Reddit. I bootleg the OnlyFans.
I feel like death by cringe is completely possible. If not, then just accidental suicide. Regardless, I just didn't want to be alive after watching this. I always be wondering what the first black person's reaction was when he saw a white person. I'm pretty sure it was like the equivalent of an alien pulling up on your doorstep and being like, we're gonna probe your balls. But instead of probing your balls, it was like
slavery.
I did not do squats from 7th grade all the way to the middle of senior year because back in 7th grade PE, my friends were like, if you squat, you're gay. So I just never did them. Now, I really hate NBA YoungBoy fans. And you may be thinking, doesn't your main character Zakar like that nigga? Yeah. Fuck that nigga too. I'll phone him. Me and my sister went to go watch the Batman movie and the ticket said come to the movie at 7:25. My nigga, we pulled up at 7:50 and ads were still playing 5 minutes after the fact. Which got me thinking, what if they just said you can't enter the movies after being late for like 10 minutes? And then if you want to leave to go get food, they just shoot out both your kneecaps. I know I'm not the only one thinking this, but like, why is it called a fleshlight when there's no light? And while we're on it, why do they call it a flashlight if it's not flashing? Why, who the fuck are the two bozos that name these products? Oh God. You ever think about how weird it is that we have changing rooms? Like some sweaty ass nigga could come through, put on a whole fit, testicle swamp the fuck out, and then put it back after. And then they don't even wash that shit. You ever heard a nigga who works in retail tell you that they got washing machines at their store? Hell the fuck no, you haven't. I know this sound weird, but sometimes I be looking at people and I can tell that they got gap teeth before they speak. Is the phrase my brother in Christ the gentrification of the N-word? I have a strong disdain for whenever somebody writes an entire wall of text and then makes one mistake, then does this. Like, what word was that supposed to replace? Imagine if in Japanese porn they just censored boobs. I would no longer have a reason to live. Do girls sniff a guy's seat after he gets up and goes home? Or is that just a man thing? You're weird, nigga. As of late, I've been very cautious when I go into the trending section of Twitter. Because sometimes, depending on what you click on, you might just keep scrolling for a bit, just innocently, and then all of a sudden, hairy man ass with butt plug in it. The answer to this question is very simple, in fact, and any question similar to it. White women. Now, before I begin my explanation, I must state, I love white women. They're right below Asian women for me.
I'm gonna give you a free IQ test. I bet you your shit at like 50 IQ. Little silly ass Negro.
I'm very sorry, Dr. Umar. But white women seem to just enjoy everything under the sun, regardless of how cringe it is. Astrology, tarot cards. Actually, if we found out that Machine Gun Kelly was homeless, we can just assume every white woman just croaked. So the rapper Nas dropped an album last year, and in one of the songs he said,
fuck making it rain, now we making it hail money.
My only question for Nas here is, what the fuck do strippers do to you to make you start throwing quarters and pennies at them? A few years ago, some bitch on Twitter tried arguing with me about the fact that it was racist for Uber to raise prices in the hood. And I said it was a nice incentive to make people actually go and pick up people who live in the hood. Her response was, you shouldn't be an Uber driver if you are not willing to drive anywhere. Alright, bitch, go pick up a nigga at O-Block at midnight for $20 then. Alright, this thought is a little bit more strange. So I currently live in a dorm room for school. And for some reason, at random times whenever I go into the bathroom, it would smell like old McDonald's in there. Then I started wondering if my roommate was eating McDonald's in the bathroom. And then one day I walked in after he had used it, looked in the trash, didn't see a bag, and I didn't see him walk out with a bag. His poop either smells like McDonald's or he eaten the entire meal, bag and all. McDonald's genuine poop. Question here. How the fuck you got student loan debt? Cause I know y'all got at least 10 books from the classes y'all took. If you sell that shit, that gotta be enough for like 4 years tuition at Harvard plus extra to cop a Lambo. Since the sex of a child is determined by the sperm in a father's balls, why don't trans people just wage war against their fathers? If I was LeBron James, I'd just drop down to the G League every now and again just to drop 100 points and then dip out. If you've shown up to my streams, you've probably heard me scream expletives at the top of my lungs at 3 a.m. at night. And normally I just think to myself the only person who can probably hear me is my roommate. Until I realized that I could hear the person who was a floor above me pissing in the toilet. They have definitely heard me say,
"You little, you're nothing but a..."
You ever notice that they put the most pointless labels on food products? Like plant-based eggplant? Like my nutrition teacher a few years ago pointed this shit out to me, but it ain't really hit me until I seen this. Peanut butter and just in general nuts, no balls, don't have gluten. So did they put the gluten in it and then take it out? Why the fuck would you go through such a serious process for that? Now, I know what the real reason is as to why they do this shit.
Why?
It's so that they get your 40 to 50-year-old mom who's on a health kick to see the word natural on a box of Oreos to cream herself. But some of these get a little too crazy, like when they put vegan on a box of rice. Like you are indirectly implying that there is an animal that produces rice. Imagine you go to the store and you see boneless grapes. I saved a special spot in this video for Jada Pinkett Smith. Enjoy. Tupac's throat goat, manipulative man-eater, August Alsina's finger puppet, black bozo bald bitch basketball, slut. Now I have like 20 more thoughts written out, but I'm gonna just end it on this. You know what animal has the most amount of nerves? Bitches. Boo! You suck, nigga. Misogyny. Boo! Get the fuck off stage. Hold on. Hear me out. Women be crying over the most unbelievably mundane shit. Did she just break her nails? Uh-oh, time to look like a frequent customer of Weenie Hut Jr.'s. But then
3 days later.
look at a nigga twice their size who did not even shed a tear at birth and call that nigga pussy.